Hello everyone and welcome back to today's video. So today we are doing a modern take on a farmhouse. I called it an Outback house because I thought it'd be a suitable build to put in the Outback of Australia. I have been watching too much of The Tourist. By now I would have probably finished it and need something else to watch in my life. But I thought it's a style that I don't really do that often, trying to make a modern take on a farmhouse. So we're going to have lots of wood paneling, lots of wood in general, and I've gone for this nice light blue colour theme throughout this house because the picture I found was on Instagram again, because who doesn't follow a load of different architecture accounts? And they had blue, it had a blue front door. This house was actually one that's in Maryland, so it was like a farmhouse there. So I thought it was very, it was on the similar vein. And so it had a blue front door and it had blue seats outside. So I was like, right, let's do a blue theme, but not like dark blue, because I think dark blue in The Sims anyway can be a little bit hit and miss. So doing some like light pastel blue colour kind of works very nicely, and we have a lot of different swatches in that colour as well. So an interesting build. We also pop in some yellow as well, just as a little contrast. But this is the outside. It's got some really interesting details, like the arched roof in the middle, where I try and put some arched windows to go there, but obviously the windows, they didn't update so you could see them on the roof pits when you put them the floor below, which is a little bit annoying, but we make do. You get the gist of it. And this is when we start popping in our blue. The actual house had these traditional looking pillars as well around the front porch, which I thought was quite interesting. It's like a very good mix of the old and the new. I did actually love that Strangerville window there, but it was just a bit too classical, if that makes any sense. All the rest of the windows have this black linear squares over them, so it wouldn't really fit in with everything else that we were going for. So we were going for some more modern windows than you would probably expect, and we're obviously going to actually end up using the Moschino windows for downstairs, and because it's supposed to be in a hot place, so that is what I'm actually building in Oasis Springs for once, because I never build here, but it's kind of the perfect house to put in Oasis Springs. So having the Moschino windows that actually have them open kind of makes a little bit of sense here, because they're actually letting in some light, and most of our windows anyway, I should say, the top ones don't, they have a white trimming around them, because that is also what the house has. We got some brick as well, and I do push this lot back because it did have some garden out the front, and that isn't possible as close as it is currently to the front of the lot. And it had this really nice picket fence. So if you've got the perfect patio stuff, you could definitely put the better version of the picket fence. But we are using the Strangerville one because I do not have perfect patio. And the outside is just the Spa Day wood paneling, and I have gone inside and done some wonderful blue and white sort of framing around the doors. We've got the cats and dogs blue wooden paneling as well. We've also got this blue stone from Vampires, I think it was, for our actual original like brickwork that's underneath all the wood paneling. And then we've got the vampire floor tiles, because I thought that'd be quite fun to have like a modern take on some like older tiling that could have been in the house. So we're going to start off with our living room, which we obviously got this beautiful baby blue roll top sofa to go in this room, and it's just a nice light bright airy room. I wanted to have like an old fireplace in here as well, especially as we've got the two chimneys. So we've got the smaller one in here, which is from cats and dogs, and then we've got like a big one in the kitchen, which is like a proper old rustic one from cottage living. But I actually use quite a lot of stuff from cottage living mixed with Dream Home Decorator and cats and dogs as well, and a bit of laundry stuff, and obviously the plant pack, because that is always fun. And we've got the two bookshelves either side because I thought that would be quite nice. We've got like the built-in, and we use a lot of like rugs in this build as well that are like patterned and tasseled and like older style, but like new versions of it. And I've tried to do a lot of feature walls in this house. I imagine that these Sims kind of like the history and everything, so they've put up pictures of their family and people that kind of lived in the area. So we're going to have lots of old pictures and maps and stuff about the place. And on this wall we're going to put the little brass like molds, the fish mold and the cow mold as well, because that also relates back to farming and everything. So we're definitely tying in nods of farming and older stuff. Like we're gonna have plates, we're gonna have these signs as well in our dining room, and the living area and the dining room are quite small because I thought they would be like the original size of how the house was laid out, with 4 separate rooms downstairs, and then in the kitchen we've actually pretending that we've knocked that wall down, and so it's now open plan. But we're also using the cottage living lights that are painted white, as though they've like modernized them, upcycled them and made them so they fit into this house. So in the dining room we are going for a nice big like upcycled table, and then we're going to pair it with the modern chairs that have the blue cushions on them. And I did want another fireplace in here, but because the room's quite tight it doesn't quite work. And we actually take off the seats as well from the end, so the Sims can walk around a little bit more easily. And it also kind of suggests that this family isn't that big. It's not an 8 Sim family, so they definitely have extra chairs to add in if family comes round. And I was trying to find some different shelving that we could use. I really wanted to use that one, but it just didn't fit anywhere in this build. And we have at the moment we have the yellow counter like side cabinet thing from cottage living in here, but then the Jungle Adventure was so much better, and I don't have to scale it down either, and I actually get to scale up the other one back to its original size in the kitchen as well. So we use it as our kitchen inspiration instead, and used a lot of the cottage living side tables and the longer side table as well upstairs, because that just fit in very nicely with the vibe that we're going for. And this is our our little dining room, kind of almost finished. And the curtains that we use everywhere are the ones with the sheer curtain on the inside. We use them in the white swatch, which I think looks really nice in this build. It just makes it really bright and clean, but you also get a little bit of texture as well with everything. And obviously you have to move everything about. I did in the kitchen want to have, like in some of the older houses that you see, where they've got a built-in Aga, where it's got like 2 walls either side. But in The Sims, if we had half tile wall placement, that would be amazing, because then I could actually do that. But I had to pretend and use 2 shelves because I wanted the instruments and stuff that's on the cottage living shelf, but I wanted the girth, the length of the the actual base game shelf and like the detailing on the actual wall hanging bit. So we're going for yellow in the kitchen, which I thought just brings in a little bit of pop of colour. And I was going to go with the blue for the wall cabinets just to tie everything in. I actually changed my mind. I went with the white because the white swatch has the blue little drapey thing at the top, which ties it all nicely back in, especially as we've got the blue tone in the tiles and we've got a blue fridge, and obviously we had to throw in the big like country sink as well right under the window just to add some extra detail in here. And we're gonna have a nice round breakfast table, which when I uploaded this, I actually realised when I uploaded it to the gallery, I realised that half the seats were like poking out of the back of the house. But shh, no one needs to know. But we've got a nice brown table, and we've got the cats and dogs seats, and we're going to change those to a blue, a yellow, and a white, and the other white that doesn't have like the damage to it, which just like they had to replace it. They had to replace one, and it's not aged yet. So we're going to put in a load of clutter, like farm clutter, like we've got the milk canister. I thought these little bucket things, like drawer things, were quite fun as extra storage in the kitchen, because you can imagine that they have like tins and bags of pasta and stuff in them. And then I got to use some of the more fun bits and pieces from cottage living, like the hen egg thing. I don't know what it's called, like an egg collector thing. So we've got one of those. We've got the pots and stuff as well, and we're going to put a few bits and pieces. We've got the aprons as well, which I thought was quite fun, and so the kids can do some cooking. I did want the pans under the thing as well, which would have been so nice, but it just glitched with the ones that were already there, which is super sad. But we could add them elsewhere in the kitchen. And then we've got the drinks, we've got a few books and different pieces as well around. I've actually used the books, the small books, in varied different colourways in here. We've got like the white and light blue. I didn't realise there was a white and dark blue, and it's just having fun decorating this house with bits and pieces. We've got jars on our makeshift shelf, so I had to use our favourite 9 key to actually get some of the stuff up here, because some of it doesn't fit on a shelf. And we've got the rustic utensil pots as well. We've got one above the cooker, and then we've got one on the fireplace as well, just as a backup. And then we have a nice plant in the corner, because it needed some greenery in here. And I really wanted to have a table, like a prep table in the middle, but it just didn't fit. It was just too narrow. If it was like one tile wider, it would have fit in. And then out the back here we have a boot room, which has a door to the bathroom, and the bathroom you can use as like a go-through area. And we've got like an old bucket. I've put the shoes as though they're built into the wall. We've got like the gardening shelf. We've got like coats and stuff. And then we've got the mirror. We've got the plant stand as well, which just adds nice little pop of colour. And then I remembered the Jungle Adventure stool, which works perfectly in this house because it's a little bit run down as well. And then the cats and dogs mats work perfectly in this house as well. And then some more custom lighting to go over our dining table. This is when I start using the lanterns in this house, because I thought they fit very nicely, and I keep them in the black because I tried a few different colours, but because we've got white everywhere else, they kind of needed to stand out a little bit more than they were doing. So keep them in the black. And we have in our hallway, we just have a nice picture wall above the stairs. We have one of the paranormal seats, and we have one of the rustic looking side tables as well. It's a cute little hallway. And here we have our master bedroom here, so we're going to go for a mix of the decor vibe and some modern bits. So we're going for the blue and the white, so we're mixing cats and dogs. We've got the dresser as well, but trying to add in a few modern touches. We actually go for the dark blue wallpaper in this bedroom just as a little bit of a contrast, because we've got so much white bits and pieces in here. I thought going for like a light blue wallpaper would just blend everything in, so go for a darker one in here to contrast everything. I actually forgot the curtains in this build, which is super bad, but oops. Everywhere else has curtains but this room. But oh well, we got one of the fluffier rugs from Dream Home Decorator in here, which is just on one side, which is probably annoying for the other person on the other side of the bed, but they can deal with the wooden floor, which is the cottage living one. So I wanted something that was still really rustic and has the knots and stuff in it, but I love the light creamy colour of this colourway of this flooring. So we went with this one, and I think it just adds in a little bit of warmth to our cool blues that we've got going on. Obviously the same wood panelling is in the bedrooms as well, so we're going to have a kid's bedroom and a toddler bedroom up here, and we've got the family bathroom as well, which we put in the blue roll top bath in here, which obviously fits so nicely. You can imagine that the Sims were lucky enough to have it left in the house, and they only had to like paint it, or it was already blue, and they got to keep it. And then I thought we have the same counters for us downstairs, but actually mixing it up with the parenthood sink, because I didn't want to have like the chicken or whatever that's on the pattern that's on the actual like sink versions of the counters. So we go with the parenthood one, which is basically the same but just not as deep as the other one. And then we've got the shower, which I've smudged into the wall so we don't get the tiles, because we've already got nice like modern tiles in here anyway. So we've got the art wood panelling to break that up, so we can put in a lot of nice white bits and pieces, and then a nice fluffy rug for when you get out of the bath or the shower, and a pretend hamper as well, so if you wanted to put laundry stuff in, then you can definitely do that. And then in the kids' bedroom, I thought it'd be quite fun to do something that was quite dark and colourful, because all the rest of the house is like one tone, so I thought they would rebel and be like, I want purple space, clutter, black. We're still going for like a classic metal frame bed, like the double bed that we have, but it's still their personality, and they've got like a modern bookshelf and a modern desk as well. I don't think I've actually used that desk, but I did like the fact that it has like the light grey drawers on the front, and it's a little bit curvy as well. And we've got the purple wardrobe, and we're just going to fill it with all fun kids stuff, some school bits and some rainbow curtains as well, just to rebel even more against the white and the blue that surrounds them. And in the toddler's bedroom, we go for like a light pastel green. We've got like a forest, the trees behind the bed. We use the eco lifestyle one, and then it's all like nice pastel and muted, and looks very fancy for a toddler to destroy like 2 seconds after being in the room. But it's quite fun, and we've still got the wood panelling in here, but I was trying to find a purple colour, so I didn't want to go for that too dark purple colour, but I think the pastel purple works very nicely in that room. And then outside we have some plots of land for you to grow things in, because this is a country home, so definitely growing stuff. And then I thought a picnic table with the picnic hamper on would be quite nice, because I imagine these Sims are quite outdoorsy. You can obviously put this on a longer lot as well and have like a proper farm out the back, and then out the front we have our little like vineyardy type rows of greenery. And then we have to have some classic black lights out the front, and that is our build. So we'll jump into the screenshots and have a look at some of the rooms that we didn't see as well, because we've got the hallway and the downstairs bathroom and everything, and the toddler bedroom to have a look at that we haven't seen. So there's our hallway. We thought it'd be fun to put the trunk with the books on top of it. There's our living room, which is pretty cool, with our rustic table. Everything is nice, light and airy. And our dining room with our first pop of yellow from the sunflowers, and you can see right through as well, which is always a cool view in homes. There's our mud room, our boot room, coming back from the farm. And then we have our kitchen, which is very cool, and our breakfast area as well, a little bit different. This is our hallway with some more rustic pictures and bits and pieces. Then our master bedroom, with our lanterns hanging down, and the other side. Then we've got our family bathroom, which is also missing curtains. Like one half of the top floor, no curtains, other half with curtains. And our kids' bedroom, which is so much fun, lively, the crying mirror. And then our toddler room, which is very pastel and light, and there's the same chair from outside as well, lots of toys and everything. It's very cool. And then our outside. So I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and hopefully I will see you next one. Bye.